Hey guys, today we're going to talk about camera modes. Alright, so here we are. We're going to talk about camera modes today. The most common camera mode that people shoot in usually is auto. We want to get out of auto. Auto sucks. Auto doesn't give you the results you want. Auto doesn't do you any favors. So auto essentially does everything for you. It adjusts exposure, sets the aperture, sets the shutter speed, sets the ISO. The only thing auto I use on my camera is autofocus, but when I'm doing video, sometimes I put it in manual focus. It's easier to focus pull, but auto, get out of auto. So next up on the lineup is Creative Auto. I never used it. I don't recommend it either. I think I don't know what the difference between Creative Auto and Program Mode is. So moving on to Program Mode. Program Mode allows you to adjust the exposure compensation. So if you want things a little lighter, a little darker, you can just turn the dial and it'll just move the slider up and down to give you brighter or darker. So that's essentially auto mode 2. Most cameras that have a flash, you put it in program mode if you just don't want to flash. That's pretty much the only advantage program. So program mode sucks too. But now we're getting into a little bit more creative modes. TV, which is time value, which actually controls lets you control your shutter speed. So in TV you can control your shutter speed, but in turn the camera automatically selects your aperture and ISO. So this is good if you want to have a specific shutter speed for a scene. If you're at a sports event, if something's moving fast, you want to freeze motion, have a high shutter speed at all times, toss it in this mode, control the shutter speed, everything else is done for you. Next up, aperture value, or the aperture mode. So this is the aperture, and you can select how wide or how narrow your aperture is. So if you need just wide aperture, set it on 2.8, 3.5, 5.6, whatever your minimum aperture is, and then you can shoot all you want, and then the shutter speed and ISO will be accommodated for you. But where we want to end up being is full manual, where you control the ISO, you control the aperture, you control the shutter, you control everything. You control the camera. The camera doesn't think what the exposure should be, you do it. So one little tip, if you want to, I like to guess the camera modes. I'll walk into a room, like, okay, that'll be ISO 400, 2.8 aperture with a 1/250th of a second. I'll put that in, take a test shot, and see how close I am. It's a little game I like to play with myself. But if you want to camera do it, just toss it in program mode. Then you can look and do a little test, and then it'll show you. Don't touch the tripod. Then it'll show you what the camera thinks it needs to be. Toss it back in manual, match it up, and then you can do slight little adjustments from there. But eventually, you'll be in full manual mode, and once you get there, you'll be happy you were. So, thanks for watching. Chase Griffith Photography, griffphoto.com. We'll catch you next time. See you later.